So guys, it's slyroh. You already know that today we are finally back continuing on my series of ranking all the Pokemon from each generation one at a time. We are on to Generation 5 as we've been working our way backwards, and I've been very excited for this one because Generation 5 is very special to me. Black and White are one of my favorite games of all time. But just beyond that, this is also the game and just everything that sort of got me back into Pokemon. I sort of fell off in Gen 4. It came out around the time I was in high school, I think, and I decided that I was too cool for Pokemon, because, you know me, I'm like the picture perfect person. When you think of cool, you think of me, obviously. But no, I don't know, I just sort of fell off, and when Black and White came out, I was just like, well, I'll look into it, give it a shot, see what happens, and yeah, it sort of drew me back in. And by sort of the end of the life cycle of Generation 5 as a whole, like when like Black and White 2 had been out for a while, and I don't really remember the timeline exactly, but that is the time that I sort of started getting into competitive, and then like getting into competitive led me into like looking up people playing Pokemon on YouTube, which then led me to doing YouTube myself. So Generation 5 really holds a special place because I feel like it started the sort of chain that even led me to making this video. So yeah, on top of that, just beyond loving the games and whatnot, there's a lot of Pokemon that I really love from this generation. So I'm interested to see how this is going to compare to some of my past tier lists. I think there's going to be a lot more in S tier, and I don't know how many that are going to be here that I dislike. I'm actually already looking through. There's also some here that they have like alternate forms. I'm not going to worry about them. I'm only going to worry about the Pokemon that are in Gen 5. So let's not waste too much time. I'll go and do a brief overview of what the tiers are in terms of how I'm judging them. But there's a lot of Pokemon that we have to get through, so I don't want to waste too much time. I rank Pokemon just in general of like how I think they are as a whole. I'm not just ranking them against each other. I'm just ranking them as like an all-time. So if I think that they're the best Pokemon in this generation, but I don't think that they're an S tier Pokemon, then I wouldn't put them S tier. But that's not going to happen here. So you don't need to worry about that. But that's sort of what I mean when I talk about that. I've really just sort of settled on the difference between B and C tier. It's just like C tier is just very like neutral. B is like I like, don't love. A is like I love, and S is like obviously one of the best. And D are just the ones that I don't like. I don't really do F tier because there's not that many Pokemon that I like have an active hatred against. So I just kind of group that into D tier, and that's what I've been doing with all the tier lists until now. So we're just going to keep it consistent. But I think there's going to be some tiers that get crowded. But we're just going to start from the beginning, which for the first time ever, and probably the only time, we're not starting with the starter. We're starting with Victini because it's first in the Pokédex or whatever, and Victini goes straight to S tier. Obviously, one of the best Pokemon. I don't even know exactly what it is about it. It's just very simple. Nice fire psychic type, good stats all across the board. It's just very cute, very great. I never even watched the movie. It's not like I have a special connection to it. I just really like it. And it's kind of as simple as that. I think it's one of the best legendary, or I don't even want to get into the whole discussion of what's legendary versus mythical versus what. I don't know the difference. But you know what I mean. In that sort of category, Victini is absolutely one of the best. Then we're gonna get to the Snivy line. So Snivy was the starter that I'm pretty sure I picked first. When I looked at the starters, I was just like, oh, this is definitely the best one. Do I still feel that way? Probably not, but I do think that Snivy, I think all of them are just kind of around the same. Like Snivy, I think Servine is like Snivy but bigger and a little bit better. And then Superior is kind of the same deal. I would kind of just put them all like around the same. This is actually one of the few times where I feel like the different stages like don't really change in quality all that much. I just think it's a good solid Pokemon, and it's a good solid Pokemon to use in the game. I think it's a little boring just because there's other grass types to use. Actually, maybe not that many, but there's other grass types that I like more. So I just feel like the value isn't there as much. I'm trying to look through and get a brief overview, but I'm pretty sure having like a water type, definitely a fire type, this generation is lacking in fire type diversity. I just feel like having those holes plugged in ends up being more important or feel more useful than a grass type, because there's a lot of other grass types you can get early that are of similar or just slightly lesser quality, which we will get into. We'll go into the Tepig line, which I initially was not really a big fan of the Tepig line, and I gotta say that I still sort of feel that way. I think Tepig probably used to be a D tier for me, but I would say I'm now just sort of neutral on it. I just think it's something with the tail and the snout and like the ears. It's like something about it just doesn't really click with me. I don't really find it super cute, but I don't really find it like super offensive. Especially when Pignite like is offensive. Like I don't like Pignite at all. It just looks dumb. It kind of has a derpy face and like stubby legs. You know, awkward middle evolution syndrome, which happens to so many starter Pokemon. Surprisingly, it's the only one that suffers from it from this generation, but I've never jived with Pignite, and that's, like, I mean, I'll get into it. I do really like Emboar, so I'll just throw that up there for now. But the fact that when you play Black and White, and you just have to, like, have a Pignite for, like, the majority of your journey, if you're, like, you know, leveling up your Pokemon, probably, like, you know, like, the whole middle section, like, you get Tepig, you evolve it, and then you just have to, like, look at Pignite for so long, like, it kind of sucks. But if you can power through it, then you can get Emboar. Emboar is definitely helped by the fact that it is just so good, like, at least, like, in-game, you know, I always have to go with the caveat that I haven't played competitive in so long, so I don't even know how any of these Pokemon stack up competitively, so I'm not really going to use that as a basis for how they are now. I might make some references as to if they were ever good competitively when I played, but Emboar, like, packed a punch, you know, it's a very strong Pokemon, and I think it's kind of grown on me over time that I would feel comfortable putting it in the A tier. Let's see, Oshawott, ooh. I feel like I'm not going to have, I don't dislike Oshawott, but like, I don't know. Do people like love Oshawott? I feel like some people do. I think it's good enough to be B tier, but I actually think I like Snivy a little bit more. And Duat, I think I actually feel kind of similarly about it. Like, I think I'd probably just keep them next to each other. And then probably my more unpopular opinion is actually just like Samurott, like, more. I don't know. I feel like I've generally seen more negativity about Samurott, but I just always thought that Samurott looked cool. You know, like the big horn, the giant, like, mustache, whiskers, whatever. Like, I just think it looks pretty cool. And I just like it. And yeah, it's probably one of the better water types that you can get earlier on in the game. Maybe even throughout the game. Like, this game has plenty of water types, but like, how many of them are like all that good? I don't know. We'll get into. We'll get into it for sure. But yeah, I feel comfortable with those in A tier. Now we get all the early game Pokemon, and I do think that Gen 5 doesn't have the most exciting early game Pokemon. I would say Patrat is probably just like a C tier. Watchog is probably just like a C tier. I actually kind of like Patrat more. I feel like Watchog is like, something about it just getting like bigger, and like the darker coloring just looks even more creepy. I think if Watchog was maybe part Psychic type, maybe it could get away with it, but I think Patrat just looks better, but I'm still kind of neutral on both of them. Am I neutral on Lillipup? No, Lillipup can go with the B. Probably even higher than Oshawott, the Oshawott line, but probably not much higher than that. I am going to be ranking them in the tiers if you haven't seen my other ones that I've done. I like Lillipup. It's a dog, you know, it's fine. The best thing about Lillipup is that it evolves, and I would say Herdier. I think I still like Snivy more than Herdier, but it's kind of close where I've had to think about it more. Stoutland, definitely will go to A tier though as well. I think I'll put Stoutland at the top. Does that look right? I mean, Stoutland is definitely a lot better. I don't know. I will, you know, sort of revisit it as I go through. I'm gonna drop this like Samurott form just like down here. I'm not gonna be ranking that. So yeah, okay. Then we move on to Purloin, where when it's sitting down, it is a good Pokemon. When it's standing up, it is D tier, but I'm not going to have it standing up be that big of a mark against it. Purloin, I mean, I do like cats more than dogs, so I mean, I think it has to go above. I think it has to just go in this area. Yeah, I think that's fine. Liepard, you know, I might actually put Liepard like top of B. I like Liepard. I don't know that I've ever like used it that much. I've never been a part of my like long-term like team in game, but it's just a good, like, you know, cat, like purple, dark, you know, very fast. I don't know, it's pretty neat. I like Liepard. And then everybody's favorite monkey trio, Let's get into this for real, for real. I mean, I could take the easy answer and just like, oh, throw them all in like C tier because like, whatever. And I will only kind of do that. I think Pansage, you know, yeah, that's fine. Let's do the first stage ones. It definitely goes Pansage, then Pansphere, then Panpour, I think. And then in terms of the evolved ones, I think Simipour is definitely the lowest. Honestly, I think Simipour might be worse than like the base forms. I don't like the sort of long hair, like whatever you describe that as. Just like not as good. Simisphere is kind of derpy, but in a funny way. Just like looking at the sprite. I have the other like official like sprites kind of off to the side, just so on the off chance that I forget something's name, just sort of, or that the tier list is missing a Pokemon. So I have like a cross reference. So I would put it above. Actually, it's like, would I put it above Pansage? I don't know if it's just like the green. I was like, Pansage doesn't actually do anything that special, but it is just like probably the cleanest one, right? Right, and then Simisage. I don't know. The middle like spike of hair is a bit much. I know it's just supposed to be a leaf, but I actually thought I was gonna put it above Simisphere, but now I don't think I'm going to. I think it's actually gonna go like down here. So there's your monkey rankings. Yes, they're all gonna be back to back, but I you know, I didn't really switch them up all that much, but it isn't just the 3 base ones and 3 big ones. Let's put some actual thought into this, you know. Muna and Musharna, I've always kind of just been very neutral. I feel like Muna doesn't really do anything for me. I'll put it above Tepig. Like, fine. I don't know. Musharna, this is going to be the classic B versus C tier debate, where it's just like, Musharna doesn't do that much for me, but it can be pretty strong. The dream stuff is kind of cool. If I'm gonna have Oshawott in B tier, I think Musharna can go in B tier. Probably at the bottom, but it's like, it's right on the line. Alright, then we have birds. Everybody likes birds. Pidove. So many ways you can pronounce it. Possibilities are endless. I will put that in B tier as well. Like, it's fine. It's a bird, it's a pigeon. It's better that it evolves. Like, I think Tranquil is, like, better. Probably goes, like, up here, honestly. And then Unpheasant is just even better than that. Probably, like, up here. Yeah, like, it's solid. It's just solid. Then here comes, my next, I don't know, hot take? This is just one of those, I just have Pokemon that I just like for no real reason, other than they're cool. And Lightning Zebra is an S tier. I love Zebstrika. I loved it since I first laid eyes on it. I'm trying to decide what I do with Blitzel, because like, it's kind of just the same thing but smaller. So like, I shouldn't really dock it that much. But like, on its own, would I say like Blitzel is an S tier Pokemon? Probably not. But Zebstrika is for me. I think it's because like, it's the only electric type you can get like that early on. And I always like electric types. They're one of my favorite types. They always have some of my favorite designs, and it's such a simple design, but it's just so clean and nicely executed. And I do think that some of my favorite Pokemon are just like, you know, not overly complicated, simple, and it's just the rule of cool wins. And I like Lightning Zebra, but I'm kind of stalling. I think I can't just look at Blitzel and like say that that's an S tier Pokemon. So like, logically, I feel like they should probably just be next to each other, but you're just like, if you just put Blitzel without the context of Zebstrika in front of me, I would not tell you that's S tier. So I don't think I can, in good conscience, like put it up there. Rock'n'Rolla, I'm pretty neutral on. The fact that it doesn't really have any like distinguishable like eyes, sort of weirds me out. I don't know. It is what it is. Boldore can definitely go up to B tier though. Probably like run under Lillipup. Gigalith is just Boldore, but a little bit better. Probably with Gigalith is that I never like was able to like trade, so I like never have a chance to use it in game. Was never all that worth using in competitive, so I just sort of don't have an attachment to Gigalith, but objectively it looks cool. So I will put it like, here, Yeah, like I just looked, I was like, I don't know, it's like kind of around like Tranquil. Sure. We have Woobat and Swoobat. I don't really like Woobat that much. I think this is another one that maybe at one point in time this could have been a D tier, but at this point it's just kind of like whatever. I don't know. The pig snout, the the puffball with wings, like, it's not that bad. Swoobat is kind of same. I don't think it improves all that much. Like, it's the head with a darker color, but you still have like the big ink heart nose. I don't know. It's not my favorite, but I don't think it's like offensive. I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I like dislike it. So, I don't know. It's what it is. All right, Drillbur. I like Drillbur. Drillbur's kind of in the same sort of like Musharna area where it's just like it's good. But not like overly special. Excadrill is. This is sort of weird. I've actually been thinking about this. I don't know. I feel like at one point in time, Excadrill would be like an easy S tier. I don't know if I still feel that way or not. Like, it's very good. Like, these little things on its body, like the sort of like, I don't know, scratches, whatever they are. You got the digging. It is cool. It's very strong. I mean, this thing, at one point in time was incredible. Like, competitively. Do a lot of fun things with it. I do think it's probably just going to stay at the bottom of S tier. I don't see anything going in S tier below it. I don't have the same love that I used to, but I do still really, really like Excadrill. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, I have some memories with this thing. Audino. Audino's fine. I like Audino. I think Audino can go like top of C tier. Like, the biggest thing is that, it's just fine. And like, the best part is the ones that you can find in the wild shaking grass that give you like a million experience. So it made grinding a lot easier. But I wouldn't use one because there's so many other things to use instead. Like Timber. Timber. I mean, I set that up as if this was going to be like an S tier, but it's not going to. Timber. I actually like Timber a decent amount. I think it's pretty clean. I think I kind of put it in like the Snivy Purloin area. Girder, I actually think it's a downgrade, and I think it's just because the clown nose gets bigger, while also not being that great. It's weird because Conkeldurr just has an even bigger clown nose, but I feel like I'm going to end up putting Conkeldurr higher. Like, is that fair to Girder? Probably not. Do I care? Definitely not. I think it's just going to go below Watchog. The more Pokemon that I'm like putting below Watchog, I'm just like, you know what? Watchog actually isn't as bad as I thought it was when I put it in C tier. Like, it's still C tier, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know, not like, I thought it was gonna be like the bottom of C tier. Powder, yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna end up putting it above Timber, even though the big clown nose can be a little off-putting, but I think the giant pillars that is sort of like balancing on or has, like, it's just more menacing, and I also have some experience using it, competitive and like draft league, stuff like that, and it puts in work. It was really good. Again, I shouldn't say it puts in work. It put in work in the past. I don't know the status of it now. So I think just for that, it's gonna go to the bottom of A tier. It's just kind of like, I can't explain it. I don't even think the design is that amazing, but I just like it, but not enough to put it in the upper echelon. I actually expected to see a lot more in the S and A tier than I have, but maybe we will get there. But we're not gonna get there yet. We got Impole. Impole does like thing for me. It's fine. I'm gonna put it like down here. You know what? No, Woobat should be going lower. Swoobat should be going a little lower. Do something like that. Palpitoad also like just doesn't actually get any better. So I'm just sort of looking. I was just like, nah, let's put Woobat and Swoobat below those two. Seismitoad though, Seismitoad is cool, and I think it has to do with like the red eyes. It's like fully formed, it has like the arms, and it just looks a lot better. I was gonna say B tier, but honestly, looking at like the things around it, but like, really think about it, Seismitoad looks really, really nice. I would say Seismitoad is basically the only other usable, like... no, I don't think I'll regret my words. It's probably, like, the only other usable water type besides Samurott. Like, I was gonna say the early game, but almost the entire game, from what I can remember. I think it's gonna go in A tier. And it might actually go, like higher up in A tier. I've never really given Seismitoad, like, that much of a chance. Like, I've used it in-game, but outside of that, not too much, but I really like it. I don't know. Throw and Sock. I feel like they're not super exciting, but something about them and, like, them as a duo, I've really come around on. I definitely think I like Throw more, but I think I would put Throw, like, up here and Sock. Sock is probably better than Timber. Is it? Yeah. Yeah. We'll just kind of make a sandwich, you know, the Snivy line sandwich between Sock and Throw. But I definitely like Throw more. I don't know why. That's just how I feel. They're very similar, but I separate them because I can. Alright. Man, there's still so many Pokemon left. Swaddle. It's not super exciting. Is it the sort of inoffensive, you know, yeah, sure. I'll put that top of the new top of C tier. Like, it's fine. Swaddaloon, yes, similar. I don't really have any strong feelings towards these Pokemon. Leavanny, much better. I think Leavanny actually goes, like, up into A tier. I do think Leavanny is really good. That's why I said it's just like, when you pick Snivy, it's just like, there's plenty of other grass types that are good and fun to use. Leavanny is one of them. You know, fairly easy to get. Fairly simple design, you know, but I do like it. Yeah, I think right there actually is a perfect spot. Okay, all right, here we go. I was like, things are listed in the wrong order, but that's okay. That's okay. I think these three come before Cottonee and Whimsicott, but I'll go ahead and throw them on. Actually, Whimsicott is one of those that I just, like, randomly love. Again, for, like, no reason. I'm sort of teetering, but I actually think... Yeah. I actually think it's going to go right above Excadrill. Especially once he got his fairy typing, I was like, oh, that makes it even better. But I always loved Whimsicott, and I don't have a great reason as to why, but I just do, and I think I'll just put Cottonee, like, top of B tier. I mean, I like the evolved forms a lot more, just because they're more usable, you use them a lot more. And unless something is, like, really cute, which I don't find that many Pokemon to be so cute beyond, like, yeah, you know what I mean. I still always end up, like, evolving Pokemon, and so I get more of an attachment to the ones that actually evolve. Yeah, I just really like Whimsicott. It's always been one of those that I just have loved for whatever reason. And there was some funny things you can do with it in competitive, with, you know, Prankster and all that. So, you know, it had its niche uses, and I do like it. I also like... Oh, right. I was about to skip over Venipede because the different orders, whatever. Venipede. I mean, let's be real. Let's be absolutely real. Venipede is pretty great, actually. Whirlpede is also really great. Like, honestly, probably, like, top of A tier. And if you can't tell, then Scolpede is going, like, way up here. As much as I said that I love Zipstrika, I think I love Scolpede even more. Scolpede is... you know, it's a very simple design, but something about it just, like, works. It's very strong. It's very fast. There's plenty of different uses that I've had for it. I remember how cool it looked in, like, new Pokemon Snap. Like, that's just something that's coming to my mind. And using Scolpede and stuff in Gen 5 and Gen 6, like, you know, it's just a lot of fun. I really like Scolpede. I mean, that's going to be a lot of my, like, high tier ones. It's just I like them or don't like them for whatever arbitrary reason that there is. Okay, then we can move on to Petalil and Lilligant. There's another one where I think Petalil I'm kind of neutral on. I'll put it at top of C tier because it just doesn't do anything for me. Lilligant is really good. I would say, ooh, I'm kind of caught between, is Lilligant closer to Cottonee or is it closer to Leavanny? That's sort of what I'm caught between. I think I like Leavanny more, but I actually do think it's pretty close. I'm actually gonna put it right next to. Yeah, I'm gonna put Lilligant A tier. I haven't had that many chances to use it. I want to say, was Lilligant one of those that was, like, exclusive to one of the versions? And I feel like it was the version that I didn't have. I think that's why I had a closer attachment to Whimsicott. but I don't super remember. Either way, Logan is just a good design, and I like it a good amount. What even is this? I don't even know what that is. I don't know what form that is or what that is. I have no clue. Okay. So then, what do we have next? We have Basculin. Basculin is whatever. It's fine. Not offensive. Put it like here. Why are you using Basculin? It doesn't evolve. Doesn't have any like neat gimmicks. It just kind of exists. So meh. Like I said, there's not that many water types that are like worth using that you can get at a reasonable point in the game. Okay, here we got we're definitely at least starting A tier. I think let's go Sandile. Sandile or Venipede? I think I'll stick with Venipede. He's slightly better, but to offset that, I'll say that Crocorock is. Well, Crocorock's not better than Whirlipede. Crocorock's probably better than Blitzel though. And Crocodile. Yeah, you get the big glasses. You get the man. I think actually, you know, I want to put Crocodile in S tier, but I have always been only slightly put off by just how long like the nose is, especially in some of the like the in-game sprites. Like, yes, it makes sense, but I think sometimes the dimensions feels a little off, and I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way. Is that really what I'm going to use to deter from S tier though? Probably. I think if I like, you show me any of these Pokemon, I'll be like, yo, I love that Pokemon. You show me Crocodile, I'll be like, yo, I really like it. It's like it's that little difference. And then we have basically the only usable fire type in like the entire game, if you don't choose Tepig, which, you know, can be a little annoying, especially since Darumaka is just like, I actually don't really like Darumaka like that much. I think it's actually like down here. Like, I really have never cared for the design that much, but it is pretty strong, especially in game. Insane. Speaking of strong, I mean, Darmanitan is like insanely strong, and so I've used it plenty as a result. But if I have to like look at the design and kind of weigh everything against each other, I don't think I can put it higher than like, I was gonna put it next to Throw, and I was just like, it's going in B tier somewhere. Is it going to make this the gap between Sawk and Throw like that much bigger, or should I just put it on either side of it? I actually think it's going to go to this side of it. Do I really like Sawk more than Darmanitan? Is that a real opinion I have? No, not really. But then that sort of makes me think, it's like, well, what do I do with these then? Because I feel like I like these more. Maybe I've overrated Throw a little bit. Maybe we're gonna move the sandwich. We're gonna put these above Throw, and I'm just gonna have Darmanitan in the middle of Throw and Sawk. And then I don't know. I'll figure out what to do later. Let's go ahead and get these forms down here because I don't really care about those. Those are not the Darmanitan that I know and love. I mean, they're fine, but I'm not gonna rank them because that's not what this is about. Maractus is C tier. I have never felt more neutral about a Pokemon than I have about Maractus. So not only is it going to go in C tier, it's just going to go to like randomly in the middle of C tier. I'd say Basculin is probably better, for whatever that's worth, I guess. Okay, then we get to go on to Dwebble. Dwebble, I like Dwebble. Dwebble's fine. Oh man, actually, even with the odds and stuff, it's actually probably a little bit more than fine. I was like, I'm already definitely putting Dwebble in B tier, but like, how high in B tier? I would say, no, I actually probably like it more than Cotton. I think we have a new type of B tier, and then I think Crustle is going in A tier. Probably above Conkeldurr, probably above Samurott. Actually, I think Crustle can go like up here. Or no, I don't know why. I like the big lasagna. You know, it's very cool. I don't know that it's that good, but something about it just kind of works. I like Crustle a good bit. Scraggy is one that I feel kind of like meh about. I don't care that much. Rafty is like good, or at least was good in game, and I think there was some pretty cool uses in competitive as well that you could play around with. So that at least makes me have some sort of memories of like using Scrafty and like having positive experiences with him. I think he's gonna fall kind of in the Darmanitan tier of like, design isn't like my favorite, but is really good, is really strong. I do think I like him more than Darmanitan. Yeah, I think I probably like him more than Throw as well. Like somewhere in that tier. I think that's fine. All right, B and C tier starting to get a little crowded. Yeah, S tier has been a little cut off. That's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Can look over everything later. Sigilif. Sigilif is one that I've always kind of liked. It's very strange, you know, all like just the weird sort of jagged edges on it. But the Psychic flying, I mean, Psychic really works for just like bizarre design like that. I would put Sigilif probably like, nah, I like it more than Cottony for sure. Yeah, like towards the top of B tier. I think it's really neat. Yamask, I think is very cool. I think I'd put that at the bottom of A tier. And Cofagrigus higher up in A tier. It's not that much fun to use just because it doesn't do damage and it can be annoying to go against. But design, Coffin, you know, all the creepy Pokédex entries and stuff like that. I think it's it makes it really, really neat. And I would probably put it. Wow, actually, I'm kind of looking at this A tier. I'm just like, this is my A tier. What I'm fighting for. I was like, Cofagrigus is better than like a lot of these. Like a lot of these. I kind of stopped here around the Seismitoad area where I'm just like, no, I'm pretty sure I like it more. I was like, I think I like it more than Blitzel, and I think it's like the more I think about it, I'm just like, is there anything in this tier that's better? Krookodile is probably better. Yeah. Cofagrigus is gonna go pretty high actually. All right, we'll put Yamask down here. I don't know if there's any more forms after this or not. Oh yeah, no, there is. There's one coming up very, very soon. Yeah, we're just gonna call off the S tier. That way we can get a better look at these Pokemon here. Let's see, we got Tortuga. Tortuga's, you know, cool. The turtle. Like they've done turtle before, but I think the design is really nice. This is another one that is going to go actually pretty high in B tier. Like when I think of like, you know, these sort of base evolutions, it's just like I like Tortuga a little bit more. Caracosta is very sick. I don't remember, maybe I'm misremembering Black and White. I just feel like you couldn't get the fossil until like really late in the game, and then by the time you could, it like took forever to grind up. But because I think of, I just don't remember ever using Caracosta, but like Caracosta is definitely like A tier. Definitely, I don't know, probably like right below Crustle maybe. Like it just looks sick. I don't remember it ever being like that good, but like it looks sick, and like design is huge for me. So Rule of Cool is going to prevail, and I think that's going to put it there. Archon has always kind of looked a little derpy to me, but not as derpy as like a lot of these other ones, so I'd probably put it like here. Archeops kind of keeps a similar thing, but it's just like a lot better. It's very fast, it's very strong. It's colorful. I do think that it sneaks its way into B tier, but not that far into it. Probably here, maybe? I think that's fine. Trubbish and Garbodor, I mean, they are literal trash, which again, maybe at one point in time I would have felt strongly negatively about them, but like, I don't know. I don't. I do think Trubbish is worse. So I think Trubbish is going to go, ooh, we throw it in like the middle of the monkeys. Cause like, I kind of feel, the more I look at Stage, I'm like, you know what, this is actually just kind of the worst, isn't it? I feel like these two do not deserve to, you know, they don't deserve to have to touch Sage. You should just go above at this point. Garbodor is a little bit better, but like it's still gonna be C tier. It's still gonna be C tier. I'd take Maractus over Garbodor. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay. Then finally, after a lot of just sort of like middling Pokemon, we have Garua. I think that's definitely at least going to A tier. I say at least, it's not going higher. It's going to A tier. Let me figure out exactly where I wanna put it. I have to keep checking to make sure that I'm not like cutting off where I'm placing it. Let's see. Better. Better. Maybe like here. Zoro is really great, and if you can't tell, that means that Zoroark is gonna go a little bit higher. By a little bit, we are talking. Ooh, man. Oh man. Oh, which one do I like more? This is tough. Zebstrika versus Zoroark. Tougher than you'd think. But I do think I lean Zoroark in this scenario. Scolpede? I think I still like Scolpede more. I think this is where Zoroark stays, but Zoroark, I mean, incredible. It's very simple design, you know. I think the illusion gimmick is very cool. It just is a nearly perfect Pokemon. It's so good. I really like it, and it's pretty strong. So yeah, I like it. And these are the forms that we can go to the bottom. Okay, I was like, let me just find other forms that I'm not gonna bother with. I think that's all. I don't know. I probably missed one, but what it is. Let me. All right, yeah, this actually lined up perfectly now. Vincino, whatever. Both of them, I've always felt pretty neutral about them. So I think you're gonna go maybe like right above Maractus, right below Basculin. Gothita, I've never really been that big of a fan of. I think we have another D tier. A mixture of like the eye, like the wide eyes, like the little like lips. I don't know. Like I know it's going for like a goth aesthetic, but I think baby goth just doesn't work as well as like when it gets a little bit bigger. So like Gothorita is like, I mean, it's still C tier, but like not quite as bad for me. I put on this side of Swoobat. Gothitelle is definitely a lot better. Gothitelle has like the fully realized like goth look, and being psychic type, and like the shadow tag. Like, oh yeah, like I remember Gothitelle quite a bit. I'd probably put it like up here maybe. I think Gothitelle is really good. It's the only one that like really fully fulfills that sort of, you know, dressy goth like gimmick that they're going for, and the other ones just don't work quite as well. I feel like I've always had a sort of attachment to this line as well. I think they might all just go next to each other. Reuniclus is like A tier for sure. Reuniclus actually is like probably like up here. I like Reuniclus a lot. Duosion and Solosis are definitely just going next to each other. Do I look at them and say A tier? I don't think so, but I do think they go above Gothitelle. Like, yeah, like if I'm using a psychic type from this game, not named like Victini, I'm probably just using Reuniclus. It is strong, and I do like it. You know, this sort of like cell thing. I don't know. I just think it works. Ducklet is fine. I would put Ducklet in C tier, probably right around like where Patrat is. It's fine. I don't have an attachment to it. I don't dislike it. It's fine. Swanna is kind of a more forgettable Pokemon for me, so I almost feel the same way. I don't think I can put Swanna in D tier. It's just kind of whatever. It just kind of exists. Like, it's not that special. It's not that good. The design is like fine. You know, it is just a swan. I'm actually just gonna put it right next. Actually, I like Ducklet a little bit more. Like, just slightly. They're still just gonna be next to each other, but yeah, I think I like Ducklet a little bit more. So, whatever. All right, we have the infamous Vanillite Vanillish Vanillux line, ice cream. I think they're fine. I've never disliked them. I think Vanillite is, probably like around there. Vanillish, I've never looked that hard at, but I do think the smile and eyes make it look way derpier, which I guess could be funny, but I don't think it's that funny. So I think I'm actually going to put it a lot lower. Probably like maybe down like here. Oh gosh, there's so much in C tier. What the heck? Alright, let's for now. It's not like I need to put Vanillux in S tier anyway. Vanillux kind of has the one side still has like the derpy face a little bit. But this Vanillux is like at least usable. Like one of the more accessible ice types that you can get. Which when there's a Dragon Gym, it is useful. So it at least has a use for it. But I don't think I'm at the point in my life where I feel like I need to like hard stand the ice cream cone Pokemon. So I'm just gonna throw it in C tier. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It's like, it's fine. It's not offensive. I know there's people that like hate it, but like, I don't know. It has personality. It's fine. Deerling, I like the form, like the different seasons and the seasonal forms. I think those are really cool. We'll get to Sawsbuck, but I've always sort of had an attachment to it. I think Deerling definitely belongs in like B tier, probably at the top with these other like smaller like for pre-evolution ones. Probably like right there. I don't think this is the best Deerling form. I think I like the summer one or the spring one, like the one that's like more green. But anyway, so Sawsbuck is actually going up in S tier. I love Sawsbuck. Yeah, like I said, like the different forms is really cool. It's pretty strong. Not like that strong, but especially in game, I think it puts in some work for sure. So I like it more than Excadrill. I like it more than Whimsicott. I like it more than Zebstrika. And I think that's where it stays. Sawsbuck is definitely one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites that I have no justification for is Emolga. Emolga also is going to go to S tier. That's not a joke. Emolga is my favorite Pikachu clone, and that includes Pikachu himself. I don't know where this attachment came from. I think Emolga, like, I remember just really liking. Well, first off, my like one of my favorite gym leaders of all time uses Emolga, so you have that going for it. I remember it being like kind of annoying to take out, so it was like it had a little bit of a challenge factor to it. I don't know if you're talking about challenging in Pokemon standards, you know what I mean. If you don't have like a rock type on your team, you might not always have like the best way to deal with it. That in combination with the Zebstrika. And I actually have an Emolga plushie like in my room. It's one of actually. I like just looked around. I'm pretty sure it's one of like 2 Pokemon plushies I have. I think I have like, and it's like a big one. It's like a big Emolga one. I got it at like an amusement park. I forget if I won it or somebody won it for me, but yeah. So I have like an attachment there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have an Emolga one and then like a Mega Charizard X one. I'm pretty sure that's like all the Pokemon plushies that I have in my possession right now. So yeah, Emolga definitely better than Excadrill, better than Whimsicott. But I think I draw the line there. I think Zebstrika is the best electric type. Actually, hold up. I was gonna say the best electric type in Gen 5, but nope. I just thought of one that is going to go higher. So if you know, you know. Maybe you'll find it as we keep going. But yeah, so I love Emolga. I like electric types. I guess I'm just easily impressed. Okay, we shall move on to Carablast. Carablast I like don't like. Like it's something with its face. I think it looks dumb. I don't like Carablast at all. Cavalier is like the complete opposite. I actually like a lot. Enough to put it into A tier. How high into A tier? Definitely above Stoutland, but probably not any higher than that. I think that's a good spot for it. It's just really cool. You know, you got the night aesthetic and gimmick. I think it's neat. All right, Fungus. You know, Mungus. Never really did anything for me. Among Us only became funny after Among Us became funny, which is not all that funny anymore. So I'm gonna put them. I think I'm just gonna put them together, and I think they deserve to kind of go in the Woobat like area. And a lot of it really just has to do with like their lips or whatever that's supposed to be. Its mouth. It's kind of off-putting. I don't like it. So that's basically all I have, and they're not really all that good. So is what it is. Frillish. And they even used the blue ones, which I do like the blue Frillish more than the pink ones. Especially when you get to Jellicent, which is not a Frillish, but same thing applies. Frillish is going to go... It's going to go in B tier, like up here. And then I think Jellicent is going into A tier. I kind of like immediately drew my eyes to like where Reuniclus is, and I was like, I think that's a good area for it to be at. I think I'll put it above Whirlipede though. Jellicent's really cool. I like the big Pringles man. It's like Pokédex entry of like, isn't that the one that like attacks people lost at sea and like kills them or whatever? I think it's more gruesome than that. But yeah, I mean, those types are pretty easy to do well, so it's not that hard to impress me in that way. So yeah, Jellicent can go up there. Alomomola, very fun to say. Obviously, I mean, the big thing is that this should just be like a Love Disc evolution, but it's not. But it is better than Love Disc. That being said, I don't think it's making its way out of C tier, but I do think I can put it at the top of C tier. I feel kind of similar to it as I do like Audino. Just like, it's solid. It's a decent design. Alomomola has like a ton of HP, but I don't think it's all that great to use. I don't even remember like where you get one. I don't remember like using it in game that much, but it's solid. It had its uses in competitive, so yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Gosh, how many more do we have to go? We have so many. All right, we need to start speedrunning. How long is this already? Oh gosh, I need to start speedrunning. What the heck am I doing? Joltik is going to frickin' gosh, this is hard. Up here, I think I like Dwebble more, so I'll put Joltik up here. Galvantula, which impressive for Galvantula because I do not like spiders, but Galvantula is going to be high A tier, above Jellicent, below Crocodile, but just barely. Galvantula is sick. Yeah, there's just plenty of good electric types to choose from. I like electric types, and I think this generation knocked it out of the park with all of them. Ferroseed can go in the C tier below Basculin. It doesn't do anything for me. I also find Ferrothorn to be, well, Ferroseed and Ferrothorn, mostly Ferroseed, very underwhelming to use in-game. I remember it being kind of hard to level up, and I don't remember it doing much damage to like anything. Ferrothorn at least has presence in competitive, but I don't know, I'd probably put it next to Alomomola. I feel like design-wise it's probably better than that, but I just have never had a strong attachment to it. So I'm not going to put it any higher, which is probably going to make me look super silly because I think Clink Clang and Clink Clang, those are the ones I want to defend. Those are the ones I really want to defend today. Like maybe, but I will. That's gonna be. I'll die on this hill, sure. That Clink Clang and Clink Clang are all like B tier. I think they're solid. They're not that exciting, but the floating gears I think is cool. Yeah, I don't know why they need like 3 Ages evolutions, but that probably is better than if it was just like a non-evolving, just like random thing of gears. Yeah, and it's just like a, pure steel type, which you don't really see that many of. Solid. Tynamo is fine, very, very weak. Also a little hard to train up a little bit. But once you do, you start to improve. I would say Electric is probably still in C tier, just because it hasn't like fully gotten its like full personality. And then like once you get to Electros, like Electros goes like up to A tier. Dude, I'm running out of room. Oh gosh, that's what happens when there's not that many D tier. We're gonna put Electros. I think kind of in the Crustle area looks fine. Yeah, I think somewhere around there works for Electros. Got LGM and BTM. I like them. Yeah, definitely better than Musharna for sure. So I think this is actually gonna go a little bit higher in B tier. Are they that different from each other? I was like, I'm gonna put this a little bit higher. I should probably just put them next to each other. So like, what's the real difference between them? I don't know. They're fine. I like them. They're like aliens and psychic types and all that sort of stuff. All right, Litwick is going to go to. It'll go to B tier just because first stage evolution is what it is. Lampent a little bit better, but because it's not like fully realized yet, it's not like insanely incredible. I put it above Frillish. Yeah, like somewhere around here. And then Chandelure, easy D. I'm just kidding. Chandelure, if you do not know, one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. It is. I like it more than everything on this list so far. It's one of those simple designs, and I think it has to do with the purple flames on the Chandelier. It's very good. Also, it's a really good Pokemon. Very strong, especially in game. It's fantastic, and it's very sad that Chandelure is not going to be able to keep that top spot for long. I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase. That Haxorus has probably been the only Pokemon that has ever made me question who my real favorite Pokemon is. For those who know me, know that Arcanine has been my favorite Pokemon for a very long time. Haxorus is the only one that has made me sort of question that and been like, actually, Haxorus might be my favorite. I'm not willing to say that it is right now, but it's the only one that has made me think that could be the case. So, I mean, it is a dragon with sharp claws things. It's it's literally just the ruler pool is like incredible. Axio and Fracture I have to like move these up to where they're going to go. They're both going in 8 here because they're both really good. I think Fracture is a little bit better. Fracture can go actually pretty high. Probably better middle evolution than Whirlipede. Sure, we'll make a little sandwich with Whirlipede as the meat in the middle, I guess. Cubchoo I don't really like. I don't think I can say that I like it less than Meepor though, but I don't like the big snot bubble. It's kind of dumb. I don't know why that has to be a thing. Without that, Cubchoo would probably be B tier, but that alone is going to drag it down to almost D tier. Because Beartic doesn't have that, and Beartic gets to go to B tier because polar bears are cool. No pun intended. Obviously, this one is cooler than cool because he's ice cold. Beartic can go below Lampent. Sure, why not? And then Cryogonal is my favorite ice type of this generation and is going to go into pretty high S tier. I think I actually used to like Cryogonal even more, but I think I would probably keep it here for now. Yeah, I think I like Sawsbuck more now. Cryogonal is just, kind of spooky, like, not spooky, that wasn't the right word, but it's just really cool. Like, the ice crystals, kind of hard to find, pretty strong. I just like it. I was gonna say spooky just kind of because of, like, the like, face thing, like, it's whatever. It almost feels like it could be a part ghost type, but it's not. But yeah, no, I love Cryogonal. Let's see, we got Shelmet. Shelmet is kind of in the Carablast territory of, like, I really don't like it that much, but I would... not as bad as Cubchoo, even though it's close. Telgor is a lot cooler. Telgor is probably going in B tier, probably just right above Beartic, honestly. I like it. I never use it in game because obviously obtaining one is really hard, but I really like how fast it is, which is, like, I don't know, a fun gimmick to have. So that's cool. Stunfisk. Stunfisk is going to end up in this low C tier. We'll put it... You think that hard about it? Above Trubbish. But, like, right in there. It's a Stunfisk. It's just a flat thing on the ground. Even though I like electric types, this is one of the few ones that doesn't do it for me. Off the top of my head, I have to say it's probably my least favorite electric type, but I don't remember if there was another one that would be lower or not. If there has been one that I put in D tier, I'm just forgetting about it now. Mienfoo is fine. I put it in B tier. Like, it's definitely probably one of the better fighting types. Not really like Mienfoo. I guess Mienfoo would go, like, above Timber, but, like, below Sawk. But then, like, Mienshao or Mineshow, whatever. Mineshow can go to, like, A tier. Let's put it above Venipede, below Seismitoad. I think that's a good spot for it. Dredagon looks really cool. Not as easy to use in battle from what I remember, just because of how slow it is. And then the Dragon Gym has, like, so many of them, so it's not as special. I feel like by design it should be A, but I don't feel strongly enough to put it there. I'm honestly kind of looking at Gigalith, and I'm like, you know what? Dredagon, Gigalith kind of feel similarly about both of them. So that works. Golett. It's sort of the C tier, but like the type of C tier that's like not all that offensive, because it's just like a smaller Golurk, and Golurk is like a lot better. And the fact that Golurk can fly is also really funny and cool. So I would say that I probably like Rodriguez more. Golurk would probably be the next best ghost type after that. I would put it I'd probably put it right below me, Mindshell. Yeah, sure. That works for me. Oh gosh, all right, we're getting there. We are getting there. This is definitely the longest video that I've done so far, and I really was trying not to drag it out. Poniard is, I think I put it right next to Dwebble. It's really cool. Bisharp has always been one of my favorites. Bisharp is another one that's going to end up in S tier, and I think this is the very first generation where I have so many in S tier that it takes up a second row. So Bisharp, Bisharp is like probably used to be maybe like up here. I would say that at this point, I would put it here. Yeah, I think Bisharp would go here now. I don't know, I just like it a lot. I like the Dark Steel typing. I like the chest gimmick. I don't know. Bisharp has just always been one that I really liked, and I always was sad that you couldn't get one until so far into the game. Alright. Buffon, I'm kind of neutral on. I feel like it's just like Tauros but they sort of redid the Tauros thing. Doesn't evolve. It's fine. It's got like big hair. It's at a point in the game where like, why are you adding a normal type to your team that far into the game? But it's not offensive in any way, so I'd just put it there. Rufflet, I think, has to go into B tier somewhere. Probably better. It's best bird for sure. Better than Unpheasant. I mean, Braviary is definitely going to, like, what, A tier? A for America? Yeah, like pretty high in A tier as well. I mean, Eagles are cool. It's not any more complicated than that. Alright, get rid of you. Wallaby is like D tier. I don't really like how, you know, kind of fat, a little pudgy. Looks a little awkward. Kind of looks dumb. Mandibuzz looks better, especially when it like flies around. It's also just better to use. I would put it, I think I can go bottom of B tier, right below Musharna. Heatmore, I like fire types, but Heatmore never really does anything for me, and you get it so late in the game. So it's definitely just going to be somewhere in C tier. I would say maybe around there. Durant is one that I've always kind of had a special attachment to for whatever reason. Again, I'm not a big fan of bugs, but like, I think the full steel, red eyes, how fast and how hard it hits, works for it. So I think Durant actually goes into A tier. Which bug steel is better, Durant or Scavalier? That's a great question. I think the answer is Durant, believe it or not, but I don't think it's going any higher than that. So maybe another day I would put them differently, but I think no matter the day I'd put them pretty much next to each other. Dino, I've never really cared for, just with like, I don't know, it's just like one with like the hair, what you would consider hair, like just over its eyes, and it's just like, you know, it's just little, it's like whatever. I put it like here maybe. Zweilous, I mean, it's two heads that look like that, but at least it has two heads, which is like, I don't know, a little bit better, and it's on its way to becoming its final form. I think it's still gonna stay in C tier, but it's gonna be higher up. And then all of a sudden, you know, things open up. You get the purple, blue, and black. You get eyes. You get everything a lot more open, and all of a sudden, you get yet another S tier Pokemon. How high into S tier, you may ask? Well, let's see. I'm literally just like quickly 1v1, like 1v1. It's just like, which one's better? Hydreigon. Yep, probably right there. Fantastic. I mean, I do love me some dragons. I don't know if you can tell that I like dragons. But yeah, they kind of killed it with that one. Larvesta can go in B tier. I like Larvesta. Probably right around Litwick. Maybe a little bit higher, actually. It kind of sucks, like, how long you have to have it before you get Volcarona. But Volcarona, you guessed it, another S tier, because Gen 5 is just filled with fantastic Pokemon. It's really just that simple. Volcarona, I don't think it's gonna go as high. Gotta put it above a Molga. Maybe like here? Yeah, Volcarona's pretty sick. But I don't think it goes higher than that. Let's see. Alright, now we're getting into all these legendary adjacent, whatever you call them. Valiant is going into the A tier. It is going to go probably above Jellicent. I think Cobalion's my favorite of the three. I think Terrakion is going to go pretty high in B tier. Maybe like right there. It's cool, but I think I like the steel and like the blue and like the horns of Cobalion a lot more. And then Virizion, I've never cared for that much. I don't actively dislike it, but it is going to go in B tier. Yeah, right around there. I don't have strong feelings for it at all. Oh gosh. We have, why are Tornadus, Thundurus, why are they separated from Landorus? Like, why is Landorus separated from all of them? I don't know. I'm gonna rank them all same time though. Tornadus is going to go to B tier, and I'm considering their other forms as well. But I think it's going to go pretty high in B tier. I think Terrakion's better. I think I'll put it right next to Terrakion, actually. Thundurus, I think I like a little bit more. And it's just like the blue and like the black tail compared to the green, purple, yellow. I don't know. I think the coloring's just slightly better. We'll put this as the new top of B tier. I don't think I care about the genies that much to be like, oh, I really like these. But I do feel similarly about all of them. So Landorus is also going to go in B. I think Landorus might actually be my least favorite. I don't have a great real reason as to why, but I think I'm just going to put it above like Beartic and call it a day. Reshiram, I've never had a strong attachment to. I would generally say C tier. When I really like look at its design, the Fire Dragon is like all white. I think C tier is actually kind of disrespectful. So we're going to put it in B tier. I think it's better than Trotagon. I think I just haven't thought about Reshiram in a long time, so that's why I feel that way. But like when I look at it and just really think about it, I'm like, nah, Reshiram should definitely be a little bit like higher. As I compare it to everything that I'm moving in past, I'm just like, well, the Reshiram is just straight up better. Well, what a jump! What a jump! I was considering C tier and it almost made it out of B tier, but I think it still stays in B tier. Because I have a way stronger attachment to the Zekrom. I played Pokemon White a bunch of times, and Zekrom is the one that is my favorite electric type from this generation. I would say right now it's between Zekrom and Victini for me as to which one I like more. I think I like Zekrom more. I mean, I do love electric types. I do like dragon types. I do like all black aesthetic. Zekrom just has a lot of good things going for it. And then the last one that I have like really overwhelmingly positive things to say is Kyurem. Kyurem is a Pokemon that I really got more attachment to with like draft leagues and stuff. I think some of that has fallen off a little bit, but I do think that I still have enough of one that I would put it in the S tier, probably like here below Zebstrika. I haven't really thought about Kyurem in a long time, but it is an Ice Dragon, which is pretty sick. It's very strong. It was fun to use in like draft leagues and stuff, so I would put it there. Keldeo, I've never had a strong attachment to, but it's perfectly fine. I'd put it probably next to Bouffalant. Meloetta can go into B tier, definitely above like this stretch here, maybe around there. I don't know, maybe that feels disrespectful, but I've just never had like a big attachment to Meloetta. And Genesect, I think Genesect looks cool, but I wouldn't put it any higher than, I think like bottom of A tier, probably like around there. And I think that's just mostly because in competitive, like it was banned so I didn't use it that much. I don't even know how you get it in game. I like never did. I never like saw the movie. I have legitimately no attachment to this Pokemon compared to like everything else around it. But the design is so cool that like I think it deserves to be in A tier. So oh gosh, did I pass an hour? I sure did. Wow, I like wasn't looking at the time, but this is. Look at this massive tier list. This is the first one that just like it takes up like way too much space. We end up with 4 Pokemon that I don't like. A good chunk of C tier, a little bit more in B tier. But there was definitely more in C than I expected. But I mean, a good chunk in A and the most amount of S tiers of any video that I've done so far. I'm not sure that I can see any other generation getting this many S tier Pokemon. But hopefully this shows, this is a nice visual to show why I like Gen 5 so much, because there's just a lot of really good Pokemon. And there's a decent variety. And some of my, I think also it's just like sort of top heavy. Like, not only are these some of my favorite Pokemon from this generation, but like, especially from like Haxorus to like, maybe like Hydreigon, Scolipede, like I would have to sit down and think about it, but like all of these Pokemon could end up in like my top 10, not top 10, top like 20 to 25 Pokemon like of all time. Definitely these 4, I like Hydreigon, Scolipede is where I have to really think about it to see if they would make the cut or not, but I would at least consider it. And that's pretty strong when you're talking about between 9 different generations and like 5 of them could take up a 5th of that, so you know what I mean? So the math I think works out in the favor of like there'd be more Gen 5 than other generations. So there's not only is there a lot of good, there's like a lot of like top heavy, like some of my all-time favorites. So yeah, you guys really enjoyed this super long tier list one. Let me know, because I do enjoy making these. So I hope that there's somebody out there enjoying these and is comparing their opinions to mine. I know I have some interesting opinions when it comes to Gen 5. I may have more when we get to Gen 4, which is going to be the next one that I do. I will do the next one whenever I get the chance to. I have some series going on, so I'll upload it around as I find time. Someday I eventually hope to switch my upload schedule to have a consistent day where I can do videos like this. So hopefully you're looking forward to whenever that day comes. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I've been here long enough. Let me know some of your opinions are my opinions, and see you on the next one. So till then, ciao.